Hello, everyone. My name is Dustin Hyde. I'd like to formally welcome you to my ePortfolio. This ePortfolio is the final capstone project for ETEC 590, the 10th and final course in UBC's Masters of Educational Technology program. For me, this has been an incredible learning journey that I started in September 2017 and I'm just finishing now, April 2019. So nearly 2 years of dedication and hard work, which has been nothing short of amazing. So before I jump right into the guided site tour, I'd just like to first and foremost acknowledge my family. They've been an incredible support throughout this entire process. All of the colleagues and folks that I've worked with alongside in the ETEC MET program and courses. I've forged lots of great relationships with folks from all over the world, and of course all of the instructors that have helped guide and really root my learning and help me navigate this whole learning process. So thank you to all of those people. They've been an important and essential support structure for me. So I'd like to jump in right away and talk a little bit about the design and navigation. So I've used Weebly as my website platform builder. And I chose this particular template from Weebly because I really like this top menu. It is anchored on every single page, so no matter where you go, it is always going to be there to help keep you organized. And if you get lost, you just always know that you can come to the top. So it's on every page. Also, from a design feature, I liked just the simple white background. I liked the font style. I liked the black text. It all just seemed to flow smooth and was sleek. On the bottom of every page, I've got one single button, bottom page here, and I want that single button there because I want people to navigate the ePortfolio in a linear fashion because I think it just makes the most sense when you navigate it in a linear fashion. So I would like to jump over to the requirements. This is my ePortfolio requirement page. This is an essential page because it helps really anyone who's on the website have a good understanding of all of the required elements for the portfolio. So TQS, audience, I'd like to take a moment to talk a little bit about my learning goals. So learning goals take a long time to develop, and there's so many things that you learn in the MET program. Selecting just 3 can be a challenge. So the 3 that I ended up going with, of course, the first one here, learning goal number 1, is rooted in learning theories, and that's to continue to analyze, explore, and understand various theoretical learning frameworks so that I can utilize a variety of pedagogical strategies in my teaching practice. Learning goal number 2 is rooted in technology, and that's to continue to analyze, explore, and implement current educational technologies to assist my students in developing and enhancing their use and confidence with digital technologies. And the third is, scroll down a little bit, third is rooted in digital citizenship and competency, and that's to continue to analyze, explore, and implement current educational technologies as a strategy to foster digital creativity, communication, and collaboration amongst students. So these 3 goals were the learning goals that I came up with in about week 4 of ETEC 590, and will be the goals that I have been working towards and will continue to work towards in the future. So jumping over to the metaphor, I will say that the metaphor was the most challenging part of the ePortfolio creation process, but also the most rewarding and the one that I've had the most fun. So I definitely struggled to find a meaningful and authentic metaphor at the beginning, and then finally I came up with this idea one day, one evening with dinner when we were having a vegan meal. As vegans, I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm going to do my whole ePortfolio metaphor on a healthy lifestyle because that is what I strive to do every day of my life, is just lead a healthy life. And so I did just that. So I would like to take a moment right now just to walk people through kind of the metaphorical themes throughout. So what you'll see, let's go to the essential nutrient page. I've structured my ePortfolio based on this idea that in order to be healthy and have a healthy lifestyle, you got to make sure you're consuming essential nutrients and practicing the 6 pillars of wellness. So starting with the essential nutrients, I've got protein, carbs, fats, and water. These are connected to the core MET courses, the ones that are mandatory for students to take. And for me, they are essential to one's learning and success in the program because they provide the foundational theoretical knowledge in order to be successful. Very similar to the fact that these essential elements and nutrients provide the foundation for you to lead a healthy lifestyle every single day. So, jumping over to the pillars of wellness, I have these pillars of wellness, and in order again to be a healthy individual and lead a healthy lifestyle and be successful, you need to make sure that you are practicing these 6, holistically practicing and subscribing to these 6 pillars of wellness. So I have emotional, physical, intellectual, spiritual, social, and occupational, and these, of course, are all of the 6 elective courses that students could take, and these were the elective courses that I took. So jumping back over, say, let's go to protein, what you'll find metaphorically is every single page I have here is going to be rooted with and anchored by a relevant, metaphorically relevant image. So in this case here, I've got an image of protein. I've got some almond and some almond milk. Makes sense as a vegan. And then I have a statement here is specifically connecting my metaphor, in this case here, protein, to the course ETEC 500. Beneath that, I've got a course description, some course highlights, and a relevant image in terms of the learning and maybe some of the resources that I have and experience in that particular course. And then beneath that are my artifacts and the contextualized information for those chosen artifacts. And then finally, the learning goals that connect to the artifacts. So no matter what page in terms of the core courses or the electives you go to, it's going to be structured in that particular fashion. Relevant image up here, relevant learning image over here. That was designed by Canva, by the way, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And then my artifacts. So that's kind of the structure. Let's jump back over to some of the other pages. So I do have an about page. This is just a little bit of some contextualized information about who I am and why I decided to choose the Masters of Education program. Basically, that boils down to the fact that, as you can see here, I've got a beautiful family that keeps me incredibly busy. Again, relevant imagery because healthy lifestyle. I have my educational philosophy statement. You'll see as you navigate through the ePortfolio, it is rooted in constructivism, also experiential learning in terms of learning theories that are really, really foundational to my educational philosophy, and also some information there about my educational technology philosophy and how to implement tech in classrooms and in education in general. And of course, I have my resume in case anybody wants to hire me. Just kidding. Moving along over here to the commitment. This page is just dedicated to the whole process of planning to commit, and again, using the language and the metaphor of a healthy lifestyle, and all of that it's very relevant here. Planning to commit, my actual application, and then once I was confirmed and ready to go and accepted in the MET program, you know, how was I going to be successful? And again, I connect that to the overall metaphor. So again, yeah, looking all of these, no matter what page you go to, structured in the same way. So really proud of the work that I put into this in terms of making it all flow from a metaphorical perspective. And then lastly, the results and reflection here. Once you've completed and you've achieved your goals, you've led a healthy lifestyle, you're practicing all the layers of health and wellness, you have time to admire the results. So this is kind of a summative page for me to really, really acknowledge and admire the hard work that I've put in. And I also like to acknowledge some of the guiding resources and learning theories that were pivotal and transformative for me personally in my learning journey. So constructivism and experiential learning were two of the most important learning theories that I've subscribed to and I'm now embedding in my daily practice. Constructivism certainly is something that I'm really, really proud to be doing every single day in my classroom and allowing students to construct their knowledge and build their knowledge rather than me just standing and delivering and them being just little disciples of me. So I'm really happy with being introduced to that particular theory. Most profound resource for me is Fosnot Constructivism. That really helped me understand and provide contextualized information and strategies on how to implement that in my own classroom. Backwards design, a theoretical framework, was a really, really important tool for me in terms of planning my units and lessons. And then this little section here is just EdTech tools that I have used in this production of this ePortfolio and also in throughout the entire program. So I'm using iMovie right now. As I've mentioned, I've used Canva a whole bunch. These are, of course, all clickable and will link you to the actual website. And then jumping over to my assessment tool, I created this with Google Forms, and I'm looking forward to hearing back from colleagues and evaluators in terms of how they thought I did. And then finally, my references. So overall, it's been an incredible learning journey, and I'm super proud of the growth that I've experienced pedagogically, just with respect to everything. And I just want to thank everybody for being a part of my journey, and I hope you enjoy the site tour. Thank you.